That's my favorite movie. Punky Brewster's Millions. I'll be Punky Brewster. You got to take this to the street, man. You got to start. You got to put my name on a water tower. Save Aaron. The whole school needs to gather around in solidarity and pray for me. Put it on the news. Just get me the fuck out of here. Save Ferris. Or save Aaron, rather. Cameron knew. Let my people go. Let my people go. Who did that? Harry Belafonte? I can't remember. Okay, I believe you. My favorite movies. I love. Somebody's got to put these on TV, man. I don't know if you can put them on TV though. Still, Deer Hunter. Robert De Niro, The Deer Hunter. Great fucking movie. It's about Russian roulette and some ex-Vietnam veterans. Great movie. It's in the '70s fashion, where it's really slow up until the middle, and then it just explodes. And you got two friends playing Russian roulette against each other. It's one of my favorite movies. The Exorcist, same style kind of. It's all good up until the middle, and then it just goes crazy. The Exorcist. Reagan was hot, even as the demon. The demon's like, go ahead, put your dick in her. He's like, I would too. I would. Why not? Reagan was hot. Reagan's on the bed upstairs letting sulfuric farts ease out her ass, spinning her head around. '70s were so violent and obscene. Could you imagine The Exorcist? I mean, they try to remake it every 5 or 10 years, and they can never top how obscene and satanic the original was. I think that's the year my sister was born, and that's the shit that was in the theaters. That movie is so unholy and so satanic. Everything is like ultra PC now. There could never be another Exorcist. The demon is smart. He will try to confuse us. He'll mix lies and the truth. He'll try to tempt us with lust. I want to curl up next to Reagan. Curl up next to her. Listen to that thing breathe. Listen to that thing heave and fucking curl up next to it. Could you imagine if that was your daughter in the movie? I think it's okay. If the girl stays with Uncle Ernie, I think it's okay. If she does that movie, did you see the screening of that? She's like 13, little Linda Blair and shit. Hi there, hi Linda. What you doing? You playing a Mesopotamian demon, sex demon upstairs? Ah, it looks good, baby. Keep your head up. Filming's almost over. Did you ever see The Network? That's another 1970. That's another one of my favorite movies. The Network. Mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore. Live suicides and stuff. I think it was inspired probably by Eileen Chubbuck or something. That was a good movie. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure which one's my all-time favorite, but a movie that John Thulis was in, an English movie, British, called Naked. John Thulis. That was an incredible movie. That changed my life. I would watch that every day on repeat when I wasn't listening to Sylvia Plath and Sexton records that I would get from the library. A lot of Plath, a lot of Ann Sexton. Me and my girlfriend enjoyed the poetry readings because we would read our poetry and record it too at the same time. But always with the naked playing in the background with the volume off, maybe even too. I like that. I've been thinking a lot about lately that other movie. It was kind of freaky. It freaked me out because I had experience doing that with Bruce Willis and where he's getting EVPs from the dead. His wife dies, and he's getting EVPs. For some reason, that was a good movie. You got to see Naked though with John Thulis. That was one of my favorite movies. Thewlis, Thewlis, I think it was. What I've been thinking about all week is Science of Sleep. That was a French movie. It was in English, but I mean it was filmed with all French people and French. It was filmed in France too. It's a fucking awesome movie. That's a nice movie. I would play that a lot. When me and my girlfriend broke up, I used to play that over and over and over. I keep thinking about that one scene with Guy and Stefan, where Stefan is walking with Guy, and Guy is carrying a television in his hand. They're walking down this Paris street, and he's like, "Where are you going with this?" He's like, "I'm going to throw this thing in the fucking river. It makes too much noise. It's just all negative." And Stefan helps Guy out, and on the count of three, they throw it into the canal. And the woman's screaming at him. Exactly. That's exactly. It's like me and Ted walking down the street. Ted's carrying the TV. On the count of three, throw this fucker in the river. The Science of Sleep. It's another creepy movie. It has a lot of parallels to my life. It's pretty strange. But TV sucked in the 80s. I mean, we had Alf, a fucking puppet. That was like a number one show, Alf. You know, when you look back on the 80s, you think of Spuds MacKenzie and Alf. At least I do. It's like, is this really a TV show? Designing fucking women, 30 something, Northern Exposure. These were the worst shows known to man. Coach. Remember Coach? Want to sit around and watch some reruns of Coach? The guy from Poltergeist. My Two Dads. Sounds like a porno. With that hot little girl, Stacy Keach, Paul Reiser, and the other dude. I forget his name. Remember Mad About You? I hated that fucking show. That was Paul Reiser too. He wasn't. It was just a bad show. Grace Under Fire. Grace Under Fire used to play every night while I was coming home from the bar. I'd walk in at like 3:30, and WXXA would play Grace Under Fire. I'd be walking in through the door with a styrofoam box of chicken wings. My girlfriend there, all naked, waiting for me. Boy, those were the days. But my idea of a good TV show is Reno 911. I fucking miss that show. I loved it. It was hysterical. Especially every time I hear Police and Thieves now by The Clash, I picture Officer Dan running down the street in his little hot pants. Police and Thieves scaring the nation. Reno 911, that was good. I'm surprised nobody complained about that. They put it far away, like in Reno, but still. And they were cops, but they were so fucking lovable. You know? That little blonde cop was hot, too. You know what movie really fucked me up, too? I think I had a seizure while I was watching it. It was the new the original one didn't do shit for me, but the new Manchurian Candidate, that movie warped my brain. I was on a lot of drugs at that time watching that movie. I thought the movie was about me. Well, it kind of wasn't, but just not to that degree. That's when I first started getting paranoid over the internet, and I really identified with Denzel Washington. He was in a bunch of them I identified with. Ricochet is another great movie he was in with John Lithgow. Ricochet was a great movie. I wish I could do that all today. Is just do that all day today. Is watch The Science of Sleep on loop. It was a good movie. I like the accents. I like the sounds. It's a nice movie. It's hard to have a bad trip while you're watching that. I wanted to be John Thewlis so bad and naked. I wanted to be him so bad. I tried to get Ted into it. Ted thought it was all right, but I was obsessed with that dude. Just, just a English tramp like that. Real educated, into poetry, no home, just a wandering soul. I really think they've been writing about me since I was in fucking eighth grade or something. I really believe that. I think it started with the episodes of The Wonder Years. I really do. They wrote the Electric Shoes episode after me. They wrote the Pepsi episode with Jack. Because me and my sister used to think that Jack looked like my father back then. In that episode where he's freaking out about the Pepsi, that was my father. The Wonder Years, though, that was a great show, excellent show. They can even turn a hateable character like Wayne. They could even make you feel. Remember when he broke up with his girlfriend Wayne, and Wayne lost his will to be a piece of shit. He lost his will to be a bully, and even Kevin had to console him, and be like, "It's all right, dude." I think she started going out with his friend. I even felt bad for Wayne in that one. The Winnie Cooper experience. That's what I called it. I was in love with Madeline, though. I always thought that Kevin should have gotten Madeline. He should have held on to her. Never mind Winnie. Winnie will be fine. And what was his name? Paul Sorvino, I think, who played Paul. I forget his name, but Paul was like my friend Sam Stein. That was the exact best friend I had, who lived basically across the street. Kevin and Sam. I was Kevin, and Paul was Sam. We were little. The only difference was Sam was full Jewish. He did not know what Christmas was, and I think they definitely did Jack Black after me. I mean, there's just too many. Even though we were both, it was, we were both musicians, but just every episode of that on I think it was on HBO. It seemed to be written about me and Ted. Ted was Kyle. I was Jack Black. Secret songs, and when they broke up, you seen Jack Black going through all the master tapes and ripping the tapes apart. That's what I did. I did shit like that. Every time I get in a fight with my band, I go through, rip up the master tapes, fucking throw a fit, just Keith Moon the fuck out. When they're sitting there writing Rocket Sauce, that was me and Ted sitting around playing the Ice Cream Truck song that kept going by the window in Schenectady. And one day, me and Ted were there playing it. When you're trying to write a song and then you realize that song's already been written, and you're like, oh shit, that's something else. It's the Ice Cream Truck song. And Jessica got all my Rocket Sauce. I gotta talk to Jessica again because I look back on her post now and I see that she was trying to get to my dick in her weird fucking Jessica way. I gotta fuck Jessica before she's dead. I have to. I thought she was making fun of me, but she was making fun of my ex girlfriends. Jessica would do that. I could have done that already had you not have been here. I was working my way up to it. I thought I was gonna marry Jessica. I really did. I had it in my head. Now I'll do Courtney in place of Francis.